Today we're going to be talking to Steve, and he's the owner of Valley Christmas Lights, and just 5 years ago he started this company as a total side hustle, and now he's scaled it to $15,000 a day worth of Christmas light installs, and he only does it 3 months out of the year. We're going to break down the entire business model, how he got to where he's at, and how you can get started as well, so make sure you stay to the end of the video. All right, Steve, so we're standing out here. You own Valley Christmas Lights. You're doing a big job today. We're gonna get more into that. How did you get involved in this industry?
Yeah, so in 2020, when everything shut down, I went on Reddit because I was a sales rep and I obviously couldn't go in person to do sales. So I went on Reddit and looked up cool ways to make money. And I found this subreddit under like Sweaty Startup. You know, you ever read that?
Yeah.
Yeah, it was under Sweaty Startup. And it was like, oh, there's a Facebook group of guys who make thousands of dollars hanging Christmas lights. And so I went on the Facebook group and I found a dude that was in Atlanta, and I just like found him in the Facebook group and called him, and he just gave me the sauce for like no reason.
Wow.
And I was like flabbergasted at the numbers, because the dude even said himself, like, I'm not highly educated, like all of this, like he told me like, this is a niche I found and I crushed with it. So I was like, all right. So I just started there.
Wow.
And then just started looking at, I bought like a $35 a month course that like showed you how to wrap trees and stuff. And then I just started it then and
Dude,
was
that's
doing
awesome.
Yeah, it was wild.
How long have you been doing it now?
So this is season 5. So
Season
it's 2020 to now, and so this would be the 5th season.
All right, so talk to me about what is your average job? I mean, how much do you make on average?
Yeah, so currently this year it's what, November 15th, 16th. So that average could change a little bit, but 3,600 right now this year on a residential install.
Wow, and again, you know, you're obviously focused on the higher end stuff. How has your average changed over the years since you got started? Because you said in the beginning, you weren't necessarily doing like PV and like Scottsdale, right?
Yeah, so pretty quickly I got an understanding that like this model, custom cut, design focused white glove service was more geared towards Paradise Valley, Arcadia, Scottsdale. And so if you look at like our map from 2020 to now, like if you look at like all of our installs on pins on a map, it basically has just done this to like Paradise Valley, Arcadia over like the last 4 years. And that's just kind of like, naturally those are gonna be the people who find value in this. Because it's not just paying a kid to throw lights on your roof. It's like design focused, custom cut.
Yeah.
Like if something goes wrong, we're out here at 8 p.m. same day fixing it.
Yeah.
It's like, that's expensive.
Oh yeah.
And so the averages went, it was like 1861 in 2020 to like 2100 and some change in 2021, 2800 2022, and then like 3200 in 2023. And so now this year it's 3600.
Wow.
But what happens is like these guys are all friends with each other.
Sure.
Right? So like they get it done really well. They have a house party. They're like, who did your lights?
Yeah.
And it's that way. And so it's funny, like I spend less on advertising this year than I did in the first 3 years,
I'm sure.
4 years.
Can you answer what the most expensive job you've ever done is?
Yeah, so commercial, we did a $47,000 commercial job this year.
Dang.
And then residential, our record's 20,000. It's like 20,000 and some change.
Wow.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's really good.
Yeah, it's pretty cool.
But you like residential more than commercial, huh?
Yeah, which is a lot of the bigger companies.
Yeah.
So most Christmas light companies plateau at about 200 to 300,000 because they just fill their schedule.
For the whole season.
For the whole season. And that's like the good ones.
Yeah.
That's like still the top 1%.
Yep.
But we like really hammered into the brand.
Yeah.
And like the brand of like, we're high end, Paradise Valley, Scottsdale, Arcadia, like we have pro athletes, actors, like we sign NDAs every once in a while to like, get on properties. And so once you get into those circles, they just, the snowball just kind of rolls down the hill from there.
The length of the strands of the lights is custom. Like you actually snip them and put them together and run it to any length. Can you explain that process? Yeah,
so on a roof line, the guys are out there with wire cutters on like, and using blank socket wire and screwing in every individual bulb. And then when they get it to the right length of the roof, they're snipping the wire, putting the female end on one side, and then on the other side of it, they're putting the male end, and then they're custom cutting their own extension cords too. So when we say it's like a custom fit display for somebody's house, like we mean like the lights are cut to fit their roof line. So there's no hanging cords. There's no gross, like, you know when you buy lights at Walmart and you use only 20 of the 25-foot strand, you have to like coil them up somewhere?
Yeah.
There's like none of that.
Got it.
And so it's truly like custom fit to their house.
Wow.
And then the stuff on trees are like commercial grade strands, you know, with the little bulbs, like
Sure.
every 5-6 inches, something like that. And those are just strands. And so
Okay.
we're just wrapping those around trees and everything else, but it's a commercial grade product, so it's way brighter than
Yeah.
the ones at the store. It's gonna fail way less,
Right.
stuff like that.
And to buy the commercial grade products, so you have a supplier that you get everything from?
Yeah.
Okay, you buy everything in bulk, I would imagine.
Yeah,
Okay.
so we're getting about a freight shipment a week
Yeah.
right now, like palletized freight
Where
for
do you
Christmas
store
lights.
everything?
We have a warehouse in North Scottsdale
Okay.
by the air park.
Oh, cool.
Yeah, and so
Okay.
we've worked out of there. We were storage units for the first 4 years.
Yeah.
Like started with well, actually we started in my living room, then we got a storage unit, and then we got 2 storage units, and then this year we're like, dude, let's just buy the warehouse
Sure.
or rent the warehouse. And so we signed a 2-year deal on a warehouse by the air
Yeah.
park. But the side note with that is, it was strategic in Scottsdale because we can get the Google Business pin in Scottsdale, which is a huge thing.
Yeah.
So like the proximity search is huge with that Google pin. So we wanted to overpay in Scottsdale to get that pin.
So how many jobs do you do per season on average?
Yeah, so last year we did 153.
Okay.
This season we're at like 140 something right now, but our average ticket's way higher.
Yep.
And so we'll probably end the year somewhere between like 170 to 180.
Wow.
And mostly residential.
Mostly
we
residential.
do like the city of Wickenburg's like a big commercial job we do, and then we do a few bars like Wasted Grain in Old Town.
Yep.
We did all of the Ride Entertainment bars 2 years ago.
Okay.
But we find our niche is the high-end residential. So like Paradise Valley, Scottsdale, like custom display kind of
Sure.
neighborhoods.
Yeah. I mean, we're at one right now.
Yeah.
Right? How many guys do we have out here right now, total?
So we have one crew that has 4 guys and then 2 crews of 3. So if my math's correct, 10 plus the managers.
Wow.
So about 12 guys.
It's a big job right now.
Yeah.
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 And is this the only job you got going on today?
No, we did another one this morning that was a quick little returner throwaway.
Yeah.
It took probably 30 minutes.
Okay.
And then we just had everybody come out here.
Got it.
But yeah, so the way, from like the business side, the way it works for me is my goal is to install 15,000 a day in season, 7
Yep.
days a week.
$15,000 a day.
Yeah.
Okay.
And so the way that breaks down is we have 3 crews, and each crew typically should do about $5,000 worth of installs. Now,
Wow.
some days we have a bigger day where we do 20. Some days we have a smaller day where we do 12.
Sure. Average
But
out to 15.
It should
Yeah.
average out. For us to hit our goals, it's about 15K.
7 days a week.
Yeah.
Okay. And then when do you start? When's the first day you put up lights?
So that's the model with the Christmas light business that's really difficult. Is like in order to grow, you have to extend your install
Yep.
window, right?
Oh, for sure. You have to.
Because if you fill up November,
Yep.
the next year when they come back, November's filled up. So you can't grow unless you
Right.
just get a second crew or third crew. So we've had to extend the install time. So now we start October 7th. This year
Wow.
was the first day.
Okay.
And we were just going balls to the wall October 7th to now.
And you'll do 7 figures this season. Correct me if I'm wrong.
A hair under it.
Okay,
So
just right up there.
So this season we'll do between 700 and 800,000.
Okay.
We're on pace to do 700 pretty comfortably, but we're all on the manager calls like we think we can push harder.
Yeah.
It just depends because like right now we're booked until about Thanksgiving. So eventually are people going to pay 4 or 5 figures for
Right.
20 days of lights? It starts to get harder to sell.
Sure.
And so it's hard for me to quantify that.
Talk to me a little bit about your marketing. How are you actually getting customers like this?
Yeah, so first couple years was pretty much, the business was largely grown off of Google ads. Anyone in the home service business knows like Google ads are hell compared to what they were 2-3 years ago. So now the marketing is pretty much every single day I spend $200 on Google pay-per-click and I spend $200 on Facebook ads. Everything else is organic.
Wow.
And so both of those, Google ads were getting like a 6.8 return on ad spend, and then Facebook ads probably 10x.
And now you probably get a lot of referrals, I would
Yeah.
imagine, right? Like, I mean,
Yeah.
you have the elves working outside, people are driving by, you got a QR code, right?
Yeah.
I mean, how many referrals actually come now compared to, a paid lead do you have any idea?
Oh, I would say more than 50% of our jobs come from referrals.
Okay.
Yeah, way more.
Wow.
Which used to be the opposite. It's actually really funny. Like my first 2 years, I used to wonder why I never got referrals. Like before we had Jack, before we had Kyle, before we had all the guys that are like way better at their jobs than I was doing it all. And I realized like we're not getting referrals because we sucked.
Yeah.
Like that's what no one was telling their friends, because we sucked at our job.
Right.
We weren't doing a good job. And then the second we got the right people in place and scaled up, the referrals come in more, everything else comes in more. So that's like, the word of mouth is huge, but then we also do like a gift card campaign that's like really, really effective. And what we do is every time we finish an install, we give them like a Valley Christmas ornament and like a gift bag, and then we give them two $100 gift cards to Valley Christmas. And on the back of the gift card, the customer that we just did the install for, his name is on the back, and it says gifted by the customer's name.
That's really cool.
And then we tell them, the second these get redeemed, we're gonna send you a $100 gift card to Steak 44. So share with your neighbors, your friends, anyone else, and we'll send. So every time this gets redeemed, we see your name on the back, we're gonna send you a steakhouse gift card.
Do you own the lights, or do they have to buy the lights? Who supplies them?
Yeah, so we own all of the lights.
Okay, and you just own them outright?
Yeah, we own them outright.
Okay.
And so we just, the way our value add to them is that gives you color flexibility year over year. So if you bought the lights, it's like you're gonna have the same color every year, you don't have any variation. So we own everything. We do full service from design, install, maintenance during the year, and then tear down at the end of the year. So the whole thing is like, they don't lift a finger. And the big value prop is the design.
Yeah.
It's like we have our sales reps, designers, like actually put some thought into like making a symmetrical approach. Like here, for example, like there's stuff on the ground bouncing off like the roof, wreaths tactfully placed.
You did the wreath?
Yeah.
Okay.
The wreath's not done though. We have to put the bow on it and everything else.
But you handle all that?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Cool.
Yeah, and so then it's kind of just like a service-based leasing model.
Got it. How do you hang the lights logistically? Like, you know, is every house different? I mean, this is a smooth stucco flat roof, right? So how does that vary from maybe a wood, you know, like the traditional like Clark Griswold type of roof, right?
So this is what's really interesting in Arizona. Like nobody has gutters. So if you talk to a Christmas light installer everywhere else in the country, they're all using the same clips because everywhere has gutters. Arizona, we don't fight snow, but we fight a different problem with like we have stucco roofs. So everybody who has a stucco roof, the only way we can do it well on a stucco roof is we have to glue an anchor down and then slide a clip into it, and the anchor stays forever. If they try to pull it off, it's gonna rip stucco off. But thankfully it's on the top of the roof. But even here, we also have a different product that's magnet clip. So that's a metal flashing that's just magnets across the board. That wire costs 5 times what the wire on the stucco does.
Wow.
But we try to do magnet as much as possible because it doesn't have a clip and it's safer for the guys. So if they're on a ladder with magnet clip, they can have one hand on the ladder and they can just be placing the magnets the whole way. Whereas like if they're doing stucco, they're using 2 hands.
Got it.
Getting on a roof, it's way more stressful.
Sure. I have to ask, what type of insurance do you have to carry to be doing this and have all of these people up here?
Dude, it's the bane of my existence. So as we got bigger, I realized like there's now like some liability there. And so, dude, workman's comp is 5 figures for 2 months.
Wow.
Commercial vehicles, 15 grand for 3 vehicles over the course of the year. The general liability is crazy. It's a lot.
Did you have that when you got started, or did you work your way? Like on day one, I bet you didn't have insurance.
Of course I had it. Of course I had it on day one. No, definitely not.
Do you remember the first job you ever got?
Oh yeah.
What was it?
Dude, I was using like a gorilla ladder folded up in the back of my Ford Fusion. And it was a chiropractor at the gym that I go to. I was like, I'm thinking about starting this Christmas light business. And he was like, oh, my wife would love that. And I undercharged him by probably 3 grand. Like did this terrible display that was supposed to be elaborate. And he was super nice about it, but yeah, that was the first one.
What's like the average customer want?
So that's the thing. The more we got into these higher end houses, they wanted full displays. The more we were spread out all over town, middle class family homes, stuff like that, they were like, what's the cost for a roof line? And so what I did is we started raising the minimum. So in order for us to come out now, it's $1,000. And so to get to 1,000, you got to do at least something. You know what I mean? But yeah, most of the time now it's like roof lines, trees, ground stakes, bushes, hanging a wreath. We put these giant spheres in the trees that like look like snowflakes in a way, stuff like that. Get creative with it.
All right, I have to ask, how many light bulbs do you think you own in total?
Let's see, if we do 100, let's just say 150 houses, and each house is an average of 300 to 400 feet of lights, give or take.
You own a lot of bulbs.
A lot of bulbs.
And you have some really great elves out here working, right? So how do you find them, and then how do you pay them?
Yeah, so the majority of our installers are like GCU students, because I went there, we're an arena sponsor there, so a lot of that's like our Nick Saban recruiting field almost, where it's just like one kid after the other. And so a lot of our installers are GCU kids, a few of them full-time. And then the managers, so like all of the shift leads or something like that, started as installers and then go that way. But the big change was between 2022 and 2023, I was like, we need to really invest in compensating them in a way where, like, as an owner, in the beginning when I was getting off the ground, there wasn't a lot of money to give out. So like, I was pinching pennies, trying to pay minimum, you know, whatever else. And now it's like, okay, if we take care of the people the right way, so like our installers make $20 an hour.
Oh wow.
Which like if you go to any other Christmas business,
Yeah.
they're paying the guy's minimum, like for sure. And so to us, it's like, okay, the frame that we go about is like, hey, too much is given, much is required here. Like we're not paying you $20 an hour for nothing. We expect like high quality.
Sure.
And then our install leads get $23 an hour, and then they get a percentage of the jobs that they install themselves.
Yep.
And then the sales guys get compensated just off of whatever revenue they sell, and they have different kickers and bonuses along the way.
How do you quote?
Yes, so in the Christmas light industry as a whole, most guys are like trying to sell $500,000, $400,000 houses, and they're like, oh, we just quote everything remotely.
Yeah.
And I'm like, no. We're going to these houses, they want the white glove display, they want the service. The design is a huge part of that.
Sure.
And so it's not only a design thing, but it's also a safety thing. Like for the sales guys to be able to go, and we have an app we use called like Company Cam, where like they show the installers where the power's gonna go, where the ladders are gonna go.
Yeah.
So the installers know, like the sales guys are trained to be like, to not put the installers in a bad spot. Now, does that always happen? No.
Right.
We still get into some spots that are hairy, but because the sales guys are trying to sell,
Sure.
there's always going to be a little bit of that. But that's a huge portion of it. Is like going in person it's one, a service thing. It's two, it's going to get your ticket way higher because you can design something, get eyes on it. Oh, we think a wreath would look great there. You know, everything else. And then from a safety standpoint, it's a huge piece.
What would somebody need to get started in this industry? Like, what would they have to get started? A ladder, obviously. I mean, how much money do you think it would cost and what would they need?
So that's the thing. That's what I teach everybody that wants to start one is you charge 50% deposits to book people and then you buy your product. And so I don't want guys who don't know what they're doing. They're gonna pay the incompetency tax of not knowing what they're doing. And so what, like a lot of people do is like, I'm gonna buy $10,000 worth of product and hope I have a big year. It's like, no, you take the 50% deposit, you go to the vendors and you buy your product as you go. I have a separate business that trains people on how to start home service businesses, and a big portion of that is guys obviously come to me with Christmas light businesses. Sure. So like I have guys in my program who will do 40K their first year.
Wow.
But I mean, you have to have sales chops.
Sure.
Like you have to have basic understanding on like how to talk to people. But yeah, like low end, people should be able to make 20K their first season. But dude, outside of that, the biggest thing these people need is they have to get trained properly. Like this is low voltage electrical on ladders and roofs.
Right.
Like guys that don't know what they're doing, like even still, man, like our guys have cut live wires even in year 5.
Yeah.
Like now, obviously we have a few operational things to make it stop, but like, it's not just like, if you're gonna get on 50 roofs in your first season, you better be doing it right. It's ladders and electrical, man. Like you're carrying up spools of lights up a ladder on a roof. Like, you better be safe.
What is the most difficult part about this industry or this business, in your opinion?
We have 2 months. So for us, it's the schedule is full from October 10th until December 10th. So a job like this, if something goes wrong and goes awry and we can't finish it, that now pushes multiple weeks of schedules out. So that you can't push jobs back. It's got to get done that day. So if 4 guys call out sick, et cetera, inventory's not there, you got to be quick on the fly because we only have 2 months. The rest of the year is, no one wants Christmas in July. So here we are.
What is your favorite part about this?
I'd get to say camaraderie. I mean, we got a lot of kids from GCU. It's a fun work environment. I would say being able to bring a product that is always joyful to people. We're giving something that they want and that represents Christmas or the holiday season, and that's always a positive thing. No one's mad that we're here.
Right.
It's kids running outside after we do an install. They look up, they're all pumped. So that's the best part for me, is being able to see the finished product.
Hey, thank you so much for staying to the very end of the video. I'm gonna put all of Steve's information down in the description below. So if you wanna chat with him or you have a house you want Christmas lights put up on, definitely reach out to Steve. He is the man. And I appreciate you for watching our content. Make sure you check out our other content, our other business tours, our house tours. We put out a lot of great content just for you. Thank you so much, and we'll see you in the next video.